Hey there folks, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival Season 2. The most requested thing I've seen for the past couple videos is that people really want me to work on my hangar for this big ship. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. We're going to at least plot out the large hangar. And in between last episode, I've been working quite a bit on, completing this ship, or at least what I made of it. And I've done a couple other things. The other things that I've done is I've added a couple of new parts, mods, into the game. The main part that I'm kind of excited for are these Titan engines. They're massive engines. They're larger than the large thrusters, and the reason I want these is because this ship is going to be so big, we're going to require so many of these large thrusters to move, it'll be ridiculous. So, I'm going to put a couple of these Titan engines on the nacelles, and that should help us move along a lot better than these large thrusters will. And because this is going to be a big ship, we're going to need crew quarters, so I got the large bunk mod. We also have a table mod and a staircase. And the staircase is different from this staircase because this is a 1x2 slope, whereas the other staircase that I downloaded was a 1x1 slope, so that will give us more options. I think that's about it for the mods that I have downloaded. Yes, looks about right. And now we're going to show you what I've been working on. As you can see, the cockpit is complete, or as complete as it, was planned in the first place. I mean, you can still add stuff to it. But as you can see, we have all three cockpit stations. We have our main cockpit, our two auxiliary cockpits. We have our interior turrets over there and over there. Everything is complete. All of the walls, all of the armor, our little passage that goes down is complete. And as you can see, even the floor down there is complete too. And as we go down, all of these staircases are complete. All of the blocks on the side are complete. And this room is complete too, except for the gaping holes in the side where we are going to put our access to our escape pods. And what's going to be down here, I'm not entirely sure yet. Maybe an armory. That would make sense to have an armory next to your piloting station so that you can protect your bridge a little bit easier. And for some reason these blocks are black. I don't know why. We're going to change all of the colors eventually, but changing colors is not too hard. And the further we go down, well, the less complete it is. I didn't have time to complete everything, but we got quite a bit done on this ship. And in addition to that, I've done some other things to the ship as well. Some people have noticed that I've been leaving the bottom side just completely flat. There's a reason for that, is because I'm going to be adding these rocket pods like this one that I've added for more control. And I have them armored on the sides, just, in case they get shot at, which they will. And these are set up in a way that they won't actually thrust damage anything, but they will give us a lot more maneuvering capability. And on top of that, we have two Gatling turrets on the bottom with armor plates on the sides to protect them. The Gatling cannons are, mostly for shooting down incoming missiles and for, shooing away those pesky fighters on the underside of the craft. And we've also rounded off some of the edges over here too. That's about it for what we've been doing, off screen at least. And the reason I've added those rocket pods is a very good reason for that. I missed a couple blocks. I thought I got them all. Anyhow, the reason we added those rocket pods is because you know how slow it was to move this ship before? Well, we're going to need to move this ship a significant distance because the hangar bay is going to be quite large and there's this ship in the way. So I'm going to have to eventually move it and I just decided, well, I might as well add more rockets to it because I'm going to have to do it eventually anyways. So that'll help us move it. And let's see, what do we have in our inventory right now? We have plenty of steel plates, which is what we want because we are going to be blocking out the hangar bay. The hangar bay is going to be fairly large. Haven't really decided how large it's going to be. But, let's see here. If we want a fighter ship, they're going to be made out of small blocks, and I'm guessing that this is going to be the approximate size of a fighter ship. Maybe a little bit longer, but height-wise, this is probably going to be as big as the fighter ship is. So let's see how big it is in comparison to this, so we can figure out how many blocks we want to make our ship, our hangar, tall. So here we go. Let's park it next to it. There we go. So it's about 2 blocks tall, and we're going to want a block on the top and a block on the bottom, at least, so that we don't accidentally hit the ceiling. So that means, say, we can lower this down 1, we'll raise this up 1, and that should be good. So we'll make it... Let me just plot this out for a second. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be more than enough room. In fact, that might actually be too big. Yeah, I think that will be too big. Maybe if we lower it down 1. And we're probably going to be putting blast doors on this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 6 blocks. That's actually pretty good because we want an even number if we're going to be making doors, blast doors on this. Well, not necessarily. We can make the blast doors go from side to side, not necessarily from top to bottom. Alright. So it's going to be 6, which means we're going to have to lower that down 1. And staying with the tradition of what we're trying to do with the ship, we're going to have another hallway going from here to the hangar. Actually, we don't even need to have a hallway. Let's just start building. Why don't we? And we may want to make the ship a bit wider too. So, okay. Depending on how many fighter craft we can fit inside. Well, we're probably going to fit more than just the fighter craft inside. In fact, I could do something absolutely crazy. We can see if we can fit our Spectre gunship in there. And our Spectre gunship is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 9 to 12 blocks, which is pretty massive. Indeed. Okay. I actually got an idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off these beveled edges. We're going to move this out a couple blocks, probably 3 or 4 blocks, to make it a little bit wider on each side. And then we're going to move it out this way to about here-ish. And we're going to move it up all the way to the tippy top and maybe even further up so we can fit in our large attack craft like the Ghost, because I have an idea for this ship. It's going to be our massive command ship, so we can fit absolutely everything of ours in it. Now, would that be awesome or not? I think that would be sweet if we could fit all of our ships in here. Oh boy, that's going to require a lot of resources to make. I'm just thinking of that. Oh man. But it'll be fine. Alright, so let's get in here. Let's move away from the asteroid a bit so we have a little bit more room to build. And let's go in third person to kind of show you how these rockets are going to work. So as you see, the maneuvering pods at the bottom are already working, but as you can tell, this ship is just ginormous. So even with the added thrusters, it's pretty slow. So that's why we're going to have to add some nacelles on the side with essentially just rockets everywhere. Oh, power overload. Alright. And we're also going to add some... add some rocket pods like that, probably on the top in some areas if the space is available. Alright, let's burn to the side a bit. Whoops. Yep, there we go. We're thrusting as far as we can to the left. However, we're moving incredibly slow at the moment. It almost looks as though we're standing still, but we are moving slightly. Alright, that should be far enough. Alright then. So, alright. Well, what I'm going to do is... I just realized that's not even. But that's alright, we're going to be grinding away these angle blocks anyways. Uh-oh. Can't pick that up. My inventory's full. Well, anyhow, I'm going to do a time-lapse sequence because this is going to take an eternity to build. Otherwise, it might take a good 4 or 5 episodes just to get the thing plotted out. So I'm going to do a time-lapse for that, and we'll see you guys back when we're done. Alright folks, and we're done. Well, at least for now. We got the thing blocked out. The reason I'm not finishing these walls is I want to decide where to put the hangar doors. And I might even put a hangar door on the top too. So as you see, this is going to be absolutely ginormous. And that window is going to be overlooking the hangar bay, apparently. I never really realized that, but, well, that's fine. Yeah, so let's take our Spectre in here, or actually, let's take our Ghost to see how much room we actually have. Because we're probably going to make it more than one deck as well, so it's not going to just be one flight deck, it'll be maybe two, maybe three in some areas. We might have a large hangar area for large ships and a small hangar area for fighters. I mean, it's big enough, I suppose we could. Alright, let's see how big this thing is in comparison to our Ghost. Well, I don't think we'd have an issue fitting ships in here, that's for certain. Let's see here, how much room do we have? We have plenty of room. There we go. We could probably fit, actually, it might not be wide enough. I was thinking maybe it'd be wide enough to fit the Ghost and the Spectre side by side, but apparently not. Alright, let's see, can it fit this? Yeah. Looks like it could. So it looks like maybe we'll have the lower area be for large ships, and the upper area for the fighter ships. We'll see. But yeah, looks like we won't have an issue trying to fit this in. There we go. Might be just enough. I really never intended it for these, but you know what? Let's see here. If we would do that, we'd have to extend it one more out. Well, you know, it'll be fine. We can park them in the long ways if we have to. But for small ships, we're going to be able to fit all of our small ships in here. And we can actually dock the larger ships to the capital ship instead of just putting them in the hangar bay, because this one has the locking landing gear. And the Spectre, we might put a merge block on it or something so we can merge it. And, uh-oh, looks like the Spectre's taking a bit of damage. Well, let's fix that. Okay, all is better. Oh, not all. There we go. But, at any rate, that is going to be a very, very, very large hangar bay. And then we still have the engineering section on that with the nacelles that are going to come off the side. And there's still going to be stuff on the top like rocket pods and whatnot. So we have our work set out for us. So I think that'll be it for this episode. Thank you folks for watching. Keep the suggestions coming, and I will see you guys next time.